next topic because there's a rumor swirling that Ariana Grande is in talks to appear in Drew Goddard's fifth, well, it's Matrix 5, but Drew Goddard is behind the film. Now, Drew Goddard is somebody who I actually like. He was behind The Martian. He wrote The Martian and he directed Cabin in the Woods, which I absolutely love. That was a movie I think Chris Hemsworth was in that before he was even famous, but because of the success, I believe it came out around the time of like Thor or whatever. Because of the success of Thor, they pushed the movie to come out, and the movie did really well. And Drew Goddard's also worked behind the scenes on other shows like Buffy and Angel and that sort of thing. So when he's kind of in that wheelhouse of those type of shows and supernatural stuff, I'm like, okay, now Drew Goddard is definitely somebody I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings to the Matrix because I feel like after the first film, the Wachowskis didn't know what the hell they was coming up with. They were just trying to keep that thing going because, it was such a successful movie. Warner Brothers was like, it kind of felt like it was giving, and aren't they behind that movie too? Joker too, Foley a doo-doo. So Warner Brothers, I think, got greedy because it was like, oh, this movie made so much money. I don't think there was any intent for them to make a trilogy. But because of the success of the original Matrix, they probably backed with the Brinks truck. The Wachowskis went and came up with a concept, gave us a whole bunch of eye candy, state of the art effects and all this other stuff, came up with this cockamamie story. Even though I was enjoying some of the stuff for what it was, I just felt like they got a little long-winded. And by the time we got to Revolutions, I was like, if this is the Zion that they talking about, it's supposed to be this beautiful place. I don't want to live there. Keep my ass plugged into the Matrix. This place look like they don't have no heat, no water. It look like I'm gonna be stinking for the rest of my damn life. Like I'm just gonna have to be getting like metal and grease and stuff. Like I'm gonna be smelling like that living up in this place. It just did not look appealing to me. But nevertheless, and we just spent a little too much time in Zion. That was another thing that irritated me. So, according to Comic Book Movie, they said last April we had learned that Drew Goddard had been tapped to helm the new Matrix movie for Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, rumors of a reboot or spin-off have persisted for years, and while we don't know which category this one will fall into, this could mark a return to form for the franchise. The Matrix was released in 1999 to widespread acclaim, with The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions following in 2003. They didn't receive anywhere near as warm a response as the original, and Lana returned to the property, minus Lily, in 2021 for the horrible Matrix Resurrections, that once again struggled to strike a chord with fans and widely deemed a disappointment. Now, there's currently no word on whether original Matrix leads Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne, and Hugo Weaving will be involved in any way, but a new rumor claims to reveal one of the project's leads, which can star Ariana Grande. Now, according to Scooper at My Time to Shine H via sffgazette.com, they said the following: Grande is eyed for a lead role in the next Matrix movie from Drew Goddard. That's all we have to go on for now, though this would be a huge step towards a singer acting career as after her critically acclaimed performance of Wicked. Now, Grande has previously expressed an interest in taking on a greater number of acting roles, saying that I'm going to say something so scary, it's going to scare the absolute shit out of my fans and everyone. I love them and they will deal, and we will be here forever. I'm always going to make music. I'm always going to go on stage. Because, yeah, she did say at one point that she was interested in wanting to get back into musical theater and that sort of thing. Because remember, before she was this big pop star who was accused of blackfish and all kinds of other stuff, um, Ariana Grande was a musical theater kid. And they figured out a way to transition her into becoming like this big pop star. And whoever was in charge of that, I guess Scooter Braun and all the other people that she had within that team, it worked. And a lot of people was feeling her. But I feel like now at this point, I do feel like musically she is creatively stifled. I did not like Eternal Sunshine of the Boring Mind or Boring Kind, whatever the hell you want to call it. I was bored to death with that record, but that's what she put out, and that's what the Arianator is like. Okay, if you like it, I love it. Me personally, I didn't care for it. And, she's been accused of, in a lot of ways, of having this sort of identity crisis where she changes up her voice. One minute she's, yeah, what up, and the next minute, oh my God, it's so amazing. I'm doing this little child voice. And, that stupid voice. I was like, girl, who are you? So sometimes I'll be sitting here wondering, like, okay, are you having an identity crisis? Because I don't be knowing who Ariana Grande, which part of her is going to show up today. It just feels like she just giving me like multiple personality identity crisis tease. But for many years, it has worked. And I'm sure that she loves Black music and she likes the culture and she likes R&B and all other stuff. But she got to also realize that because of who she is and how she looks, she benefits from it wholeheartedly. And so I don't think she means anything means any disrespect, but I'm just talking about the overall industry aspect of like how they are easily wanting to usher in white artists who do Black music. We already heard Money Long talking about it, how, a lot of people in the industry wanted her to sit up in here and write songs, Black songs, R&B, hip hop, that sort of thing, that whole type of energy and vibe, and give it to white artists. So it's easy to push them out there, but y'all want to put Black folks in the back seat. Like, we not the founders of this shit. Y'all not going to colonize R&B and hip hop like y'all did with country. Y'all can have that. And I know Beyonce want to do her little edutainment thing, and it was cute or whatever. But y'all not going. We're not going. Nope, no, ma'am. We're not going to do it. But to get to this, if she wants to take some time away from music, and look, she's put out enough albums. She did what needed to be done with the music. You make way more money being an actor, quiet as is kept. And if she wants to go on and explore different things, then that's great. However, with this whole Matrix thing, I'm not here for it. I was like, no, we don't need somebody who Little Kim height trying to do wire food. It just, to me, is not going to work. It's seeing somebody that's still, who's like in her 30s, who's looking like she every bit of 12 still, whatever accent she gonna put on or whatever the case is, if she could pull off doing this stuff. So I'm not necessarily buying this, but if she does get cast, you really gonna have to convince the hell out of me as a Matrix fan that I would want to sit through that. Now, this ain't the first time that we've had people that were musicians that have been a part of the Matrix. I believe at one point Madonna said that she was approached to play Trinity. I think also Janet Jackson said that she was, if I'm not mistaken. So they have approached people before. Remember at one point, Aaliyah, may she rest in peace, was supposed to play Z, Harold Perrineau's wife, in The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions. Unfortunately, she passed away in the plane crash, so she never got to fulfill that role. And I was dying to see her be a part of that franchise because back then when the Matrix first came out, I was a hardcore Matrix fan. Before we saw Reloaded and Revolutions, because they shot those movies around the same time. So when the Matrix came out, because of my love of the original film, I was really excited to see what she was going to bring to this. Because even though Romeo Must Die wasn't the greatest film, I enjoyed her in it. I thought she had the chops to be like this next big major actress who was going to have like this career being a triple threat singer, dancer, actress. And to me, Aaliyah was on her way of having that, but she never got to fulfill that because, the whole situation that happened with the plane crash. So they ended up they ended up replacing her with Nona Gay, who was Marvin Gaye's daughter. She ended up going in and playing Z. But she also said this. She said, I'm always going to do pop stuff. I pinky promise, but I don't think doing it at the rate that I've been doing it for the past 10 years is where I see the next 10 years. I think I love acting. I think I love musical theater, reconnecting with this part of myself. I love comedy, and it heals me to do that, finding roles to use these parts of myself. And look, I've heard a lot of great things about her in Wicked. I still have not gotten around to seeing it yet, and I'm not trying to discredit her as an actress because I'm sure she could probably pull it off. However, in this world, The Matrix, I just don't see her in that part. I'm sure there's some other actors that they could find that they could put up in there, just like how y'all was mad over this story about Will Smith allegedly going to be in this new Matrix reboot, especially when he was originally he was one of the choices before Keanu Reeves to be Neo in the Matrix. But a lot of people's like, oh, I can't, because Keanu Reeves did such a great job playing Neo, they can't see nothing past, you know, Will Smith wanting to be a part of this, even though he was approached before, like I said, Keanu. So I don't know. I just think like this franchise needs a redemption. We now more than ever, the Matrix is definitely needed, especially because I quote the hell out of the movie a lot, and in our current political climate, it feels like we're in the goddamn Matrix. So we definitely need a Matrix reboot. And if Drew Goddard has an interesting take that he could bring up in regards to that, I'm here for it. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this rumor floating around that Ariana Grande, Frappuccino, is in talks to play a part? I don't know who she's going to play, but they're saying that she's up for a role in the new Matrix movie. I'm not necessarily buying it because no shade. I've never heard of this person. My time to shine. I've never heard of you, but if you got some tea, that that you know about, and we'll see how it goes. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.